Welcome back, everybody. We are doing 30 minutes of live side split stretching, and we're starting it right now. We are going to practice a whole bunch of different stretches, 8 of them in total, before we do our actual side splits. We're going to work on each major muscle group that is involved in the side split a little bit prior to going into the side split so you can get the most results out of the actual side split stretch. What we're going to do is going to be really good for your hips in general, especially the warm ups that we're going to start with. And yeah, we're going for 30 minutes. We do this live every single day to practice consistency, to give you somebody to follow along with so that it's not as brain numbingly boring as it otherwise could be. And that's it. I hope you hit subscribe and come back for more because we do this every single day. And our goal is to help you and me get to our side split goals. All right, let's get started with the side splits. Training. We're getting started with hip cars. Hip cars involves lifting that knee as high as possible, opening the leg as wide as possible, rotating so that your ankle comes up as high as possible while trying to keep this upper back basically straight. You start to dip, it's fine, it's normal. And then finally, we bring that leg down and back, slightly behind the standing leg, flexing the hamstrings and the glutes. And I touch them in reverse order, of course. Um, BS Dodo, hi, welcome. All right, let's keep doing our hip cars and high knee, open, ankle, down and back. Is really good for your hips and getting much, much stronger in that end range of motion. We're going to do 10 of these on each side. And don't worry, we are going to get to side splits. If that's why you're suddenly joining in with the YouTube algorithm traffic, we're doing a little bit of warm up and then we'll get into the side split stretches. All right. I see a whole bunch of comments coming in. I'm gonna pause now and check them real quick. Audio sounds fine, good. You're Turkish, welcome, and a whole bunch of people commenting things I can't understand. Let's keep going. We're doing more hip cars. We're gonna switch to the other leg. High knee, open up that hip, ankle up, down and back. Let's go. Doing 10 total. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. We're going to reverse the whole thing. What that looks like is we're going to bend that knee back. We're going to flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, pull that leg back. Feel that stretch in the hamstring. We're going to lift the leg to the side like we're about to kick somebody. Then bring the ankle down and the leg forward. All right. Let's do it from the front facing, back, side for a kick, ankle down, knee forward. We're going to do 8 more. Really warm up those hip muscles at their extreme ranges of motion. We're going to use all of that range of motion in the side split anyway. So don't worry if you think, when am I ever going to use this? We're going to use it real soon. All right, switch to the leg. Let's go. Back, side for a kick, ankle down, knee forward. Back, side, ankle, knee. 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 I see a lot of comments coming in. I'm gonna get to them real soon, like right now. All right. What is this stretch move called? We were just doing the hip CARS. CARS stands for is an acronym. It stands for CAR, and it's controlled articulated rotations, and it's all about moving your legs and your hip through the full range of motion using muscle power. So you can strengthen the muscles around the hip and be able to do hard things with those muscles. How am I so flexible? I'm not that flexible, I promise. There are way more flexible people. But I have been doing this live video series for about 200 days now at this point, 230 days. My name is Ken. Um, and so I've been getting a lot of practice. um, we do this live every single day for about 30 minutes at this time, or starting about 11 minutes ago. So feel free to keep coming back, hit subscribe, and get notified and all that stuff if you're interested. And yeah, we're here to build a little bit of a community. There's a significant Turkish population because they're going wild in the chat right now. And yeah, that's what we do. We practice a little bit every single day to help you and me get closer to our side split goals. And there's a nice little community in the chat, and hopefully we all get to make some progress together. All right, we're moving on to the second warm up exercise. The first one was the hip cars that we just did. The second one is how am I forgetting? I'm brain farting. Elephant walks. Do an elephant walk. We're gonna get into an L-shaped position. If you're up here and you can't get any lower, that's okay. If you can get a little bit lower or get down to 90 degrees or even further than that, awesome. All right. What we're gonna do here is bend one knee and straighten the other leg. All right. Now put all of your weight into that one leg. I call this a sassy hip because I sort of put my weight into that straightened leg. All right. From here, I want you to bring your belly button down as low as you can. Then grab the ankle, maybe a little bit above the ankle in the straight leg, and open up that chest. So my right leg is straight and my right chest is open or up, or my chest is pointing to the right. And I want you to lift the arm up, look at it with your hands, point to something as far back as you can reach, figure out where that spot is, mark it, and switch to the other side. That mark that we just used, we're going to try and get to the same place or further every time we do this rotation. And that's the first round. We're doing 10 total. Let's go. One leg bent, one leg straight, grab the ankle, rotate up. This stretches out the hamstrings and also stretches out that side glute area, as well as helping you to stretch out your back a little bit, which is very helpful if you drive or have to look behind you ever for your own safety. And it also helps to loosen up a lot of that upper back muscle that gets tight when you are slouched in front of a computer all day. Whew. All right, I think we just did four. Let's keep going. I know lots of chat is coming through. I will get to the phone soon. As we do more of these, you can pick up the pace. And if you are doing them side by side, you'll see that every time you rotate, your chest is probably opening up further and further, and your hands are coming wider and wider open. Whew, that's 10 reps. Let me hop on over, double check the chat. Whew, that's cool. I've been wanting to improve my flexibility. Awesome. You're in the right place. Um, does this make you taller? You deserve more subscribers. Thank you for the compliment. Does this make you taller? I don't think it would make you taller unless your muscles were so tight that they were keeping you from growing. I imagine that's somewhat possible, but I don't know. I'm not an expert. How many shall we do this tea a day? For our warm up, because we're focused on the hamstrings and the side glutes, we tend to do about 10. If you have some other goal that you're trying to get, like really working on some twisting, you don't have to do it in this exact way, right? Because this works a lot of different muscles. You can definitely just go like this with the tees and get the same benefit for the upper back. Um, since this is just a warm up, we do 10. Any more questions? Nope. All right. Let's move on to the third warm up exercise. It's called the Cossack Switch. All right. So for the Cossack Switch, we get into a wide leg position, and my toes point out probably about 25, 30 degrees to either side. And from here, I want you to open up your legs extra wide and try to drop down to one side, but have your knee and toe be in the same line. And I'll show you from this angle so you see what I'm talking about. All right. I want the knee right over the toes. And if I were over here, it would look a little bit like this. All right. If you are getting comfortable with balancing in this position, try to get a little bit deeper. And you should feel the stretch maybe in your ankle, in your Achilles. You might feel some tension in the front of that ankle. You might feel a little bit of tension in that hip where you're putting a lot of weight. That's all normal. If you're feeling pain, stop, stand back up, adjust, and figure out if there's a more comfortable position for you to be in. Notice on this side that my heel is on the ground and my toes are pointing up. This is called external rotation of the leg, and we're going to use this for the side splits later. So just keep in mind, toes pointed up, knees pointed up, quadricep muscle pointed up. All right, we've been hanging on this side. I want you to try and get your butt to the other side, and that is the Cossack switch. All right. We're going to hang on this side a little bit, get those muscles warmed up and relaxed. You might notice that my ankle popped right up. I have a little bit worse flexibility on this side. It's totally normal if your muscles aren't perfectly symmetrical and the same. If you have that, I want you to come out of that position and make it easier on your hip by coming back a little bit. All right. And then if you want to, you can go back into it. All right. So we're going to do 5 sets going from side to, or 5 reps going from side to side, and that's going to be the end of it. If you are struggling to keep your butt low, you can always come up a little bit higher and then come down. If you are feeling really strong, you can get your butt as low as possible when you go from side to side. And if you're just really tired, you can make yourself more tired by doing squats if you want. All right, lots of variations. Pick the one that works for you. And we're going to do 5 of these total. I have no idea how many I've already done, but I feel like I'm pretty close to 5. So I'm going to come over, check the comments, and we're going to move on to the stretches. Is this new time? Probably depends on how old you are, but I think that stretching in general can potentially help you while you're still growing. How many T's do we do? Oh, in the volleyball course, we do this movement. Very good. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Mio. Appreciate it. All right, let's get into the stretches. So the first stretch that we're doing is a hamstring stretch, and I recommend this variation if you are a little bit more stiff, if you're a beginner and you're starting the hamstring stretch journey. And it looks a little bit like this. We're going to stand up straight, then we're going to take a step forward. We're going to throw the hips back. That way, your upper body is almost horizontal, right? And your leg is out in front of you so you can get into the stretch. For me, if I were seated on the floor and I wanted to lean forward, I'd have a lot of difficulty feeling the stretch in the hamstrings from the seated position. But if I lift my hips up and get into this position, all of the body weight of my upper body is pushing me down and it's stretching out this muscle way harder than if I were seated on the ground. And that's why I like this variation of the stretch. All right. So if you're feeling off balance like this, and you're getting wobbly, go grab a chair, grab a stool, grab something to give you support. And if you are otherwise good, I want you to widen your stance, reposition that foot, and put all of your weight into this leg. All right. Stick the hips back that way, and you'll get into a deeper stretch. Take a couple of deep breaths. Try to relax. And we're going to hold this stretch for 30 seconds. I want you to apply pressure so that you bring your belly button down to your thighs. All right, let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Woo. All right. My hamstrings are always dead after this. Shake it out. We're going to switch to the other side. I'm going to check the comments real quick. I don't understand Korean. I'm sorry. I think that's Korean. All right. Other side. Same thing. We're going to stand up straight, take a step forward with the leg we want to stretch, then throw the hips back so that we get the upper body horizontal in this position. I want you to figure out if you're balanced. If you're good, take a wider stance. If you're not balanced, grab onto something for support and take a couple of deep breaths. Try to relax into this stretch. From here, once you're really feeling that hamstring stretch, Imagine sticking your butt further behind you, get even deeper into the stretch, and now belly button, the thigh. Let's go 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh man, brutal. All right, hamstring stretch. Done. We're gonna move on to the second stretch. It's a little bit easier. We're gonna do the butterfly. To do the butterfly, I recommend you use a wall or something sturdy behind you. We're gonna put our shoulders, hips against that wall. Okay? So get to the wall, and from there, scoot your butt, your shoulders, your head, rest it along the wall. Then pull your feet in together and toward you. Your knees will pop up, and I want you to use your muscles, this outer thigh muscle and your glutes. Flex them, really open up the hips. And once you've done that and your hips don't open up anymore, I want you to take your hands and apply pressure and open up those hips just a little bit more. Because we're resting against the wall, the back of my head is pressing against the wall while my hands are pushing down. So I'm not using any hand strength. I'm using almost just bone strength. All right, let's go. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Remember, you're flexing the glutes and the outer thigh muscles and contracting. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, release the hands. Let the muscles contract or release the muscles from their contractions. Move the legs around. If you're like me, your hips have been really feeling that stretch. And you just need to move around a little bit to relax those muscles. That's the second of our 5 stretches. We're going to do the third stretch now. It's called the pancake. The pancake looks a little bit like this. We fold at the hips, we widen our legs, and we try to get our heads basically in between our legs. That is a very advanced pancake. As you can see, I am nowhere near there, and most people are not because it takes a lot of different muscles to do the pancake. You need good hamstring flexibility, you need adductor flexibility, you need hip flexor strength to actually pull you forward, and your glutes need to be flexible too. Everything needs to be flexible. All right. So let's get into a variation that's great for beginners. It's a standing pancake. If you have a wall behind you, I recommend you stand about 20 centimeters or 8 inches away from the wall so that if you lose balance and you start falling backwards, you can always fall into the wall. All right. If you start falling forwards, you can use your hands to catch yourself. I'm going to do them freestanding and I'm going to change my angle so you can see what I'm doing. All right. So we're going to widen our stance first and go as deep as you're comfortable. If it's uncomfortable, I want you to stop and come up just a little bit. All right. So once you've come up just a little bit, I want you to focus on folding at the hips so that you look like you're doing the hamstring stretch. All right. But your legs are open instead of closed. From here, you have a lot of different options. Once you're in this position, your hips should be a little bit more able to get deeper. So you might notice that you can go deeper into the open leg stretch. And from here, you can also try 2 more things. You can stick your butt further back. If you're doing this against a wall, your butt might be touching the wall, and that's great. From here, you can extend your arms to add a little bit of leverage to make the stretch harder. And finally, last thing I promise, you can grab your legs and you can pull yourself down for the 30 seconds of stretching that we're gonna do. All right. I'm gonna pull myself down. All right. That's it. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. Wow. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, we're done with that stretch. It felt really hard, and if you're really tingly and painful all over, that's normal. It's very, very, very normal. I feel it right underneath the glutes. I feel it in the mid glutes. I feel it on the inside. I feel a little bit around the knee area. It's a very hard stretch because it works so many different muscles. All right, still got a bunch of people on. Um, if you haven't already, go ahead and comment in the chat, maybe where you're from, why you're excited about side splits, and we're going to continue to the fourth stretch. The fourth stretch is a little bit easier. It's a little bit more relaxed. We're going to do what's called a pigeon or figure four. And basically, if we were standing, it would look a little bit like this. We're going to bring our leg, ankle up to the opposite hip and try to bring that leg up to the chest like that. So if we do this laying down on the ground in what's frequently called a figure four stretch, it looks a little bit like this. We lie down and we cross the leg over to the other knee. Then we reach through and pull everything in. You should feel the stretch out here in the outer hip. You might feel it on the inner thigh, and you might just feel tightness in that hip that we're folding down into. All right, we're gonna hold this for 30 seconds. Keep consistent pressure. Don't relax too much and take a nap. All right. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, relax the leg. Take a break. We're gonna switch over to the other side. All right, same thing. We're going to lay down, cross that leg over to the opposite knee, reach through and pull the whole leg in. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. This is the last stretch before the side splits. So if you were getting antsy waiting for the side splits, they're about to happen, I promise. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Oh, shake that leg out. Relax. Oh. And I don't think there are any new comments. So we're gonna get right back into the final stretch. We're doing 3 rounds of side splits, and I'm gonna walk you through how to get into it in a controlled and relatively safe manner. Um, we're gonna just get started right now. Let's go. All right. I don't have anything in my pockets that will get in the way. So I want you to start similar to how we were doing the pancake. Just start by widening up your hips until it's no longer comfortable. Once it's not comfortable, I want you to stop and fold at the hips. I want you to get into sort of like a push-up position. Right? You don't have to be that flexible to get into the push-up position. So there's a big range at which this is kind of doable for most people. If you cannot get in your hands down at all, then I recommend you grab a stool, a coffee table, something to give yourself a little bit more support and a little bit more control because I want you to feel safe. All right. All right. From here, I want you to do two things. The first one is external leg rotation. If you've been on since pretty early in the Cossack switches, external leg rotation looks like this. You're putting your weight on your heels, you're pointing your toes up, your knees up, and your quads up into the air. I want you to do that on both sides. I'm gonna scoot further back so that the camera will maybe catch my toes pointing up on camera. I honestly can barely see. Is that my toe wiggling? Yes, okay. All right. From here, I want you to slowly walk your hands back and put more of your weight directly over your hips. Okay. You'll feel that stretch building across your legs. And it might be that you're just up here, right? You might not be as low as me, and that's totally okay. But over time, you should be able to open up. And by over time, I mean weeks, not today. But if you're really flexible and you're just stiff, maybe you can get a lot of range today. Um, and that's it. We're gonna hold this stretch for 30 seconds, and then we're gonna take a 30-second break. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. So roll forward. Get back into that push-up position. Crawl around if you need to. Bring those legs together. And if you want, I recommend you come back into standing so that you can move your legs, shake out the hips. And we're going to take a couple of seconds of break. I'm going to come over and check the chat, see if I'm missing anything. No, I can't do this really. um, That's totally okay. All right. If you can't do that at all, I recommend you doing a slightly different variation. If you have a wall behind you, I recommend you using it and putting your butt against the wall. All right. So when you have your butt against the wall, you don't need any balance. You can just lean slightly back into the wall and get into a deeper version of the stretch. And you can always put your hands down to catch yourself, to support yourself. You can reduce, like my arms are straight right now, right? So this bone is holding a lot of the weight. If you bend and you relax this arm a little bit, then it won't support as much weight and you'll feel more pressure in the hips to do that side split. So when we next do this, you can experiment with a slightly different variation of the stretch. You can also use a chair or like a stool or yoga block if you have one. You absolutely can use a chair or a stool or a yoga block if you have one. I was kind of looking for something I can use to demonstrate, but I'm not finding anything. So I'm just gonna. Oh, I have a pretend yoga block. I'm gonna use a puzzle box as a yoga block. All right. Oh, I think my IT is going to go and find us a tool to use as as a stool. Stool is arriving, being transported so fast. It's like Amazon Prime. All right, I have a folding stool, and I'll demonstrate how we can use it for this next round of side splits. We've been resting for a long time, so let's get back into it. Place that stool right in front of you. This one is pretty high, so it'll be really good. And same thing, we're gonna slowly widen our legs. If you want to start with your hands on the stool to begin with, you can let your legs go out as far as they want to go. And you have this in front of you to give you support. If you're doing what I recommended, Setback earlier, and you have your butt against the wall, I'm going to open this curtain a little bit so I don't tear it with my butt and lean against it so that your feet are slightly in front, maybe 8 inches or 20, 25 centimeters in front of the wall. Your butt is on the wall and your hands are here in front. All right. So from here, you can slowly wiggle, 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 wiggle until you get into a deeper stretch. If this is as deep as you can get, that's fine. You can relax here. Most of the time, it will hurt. You'll be able to go into a position where it'll just hurt a lot and you'll be able to handle it. Um, so if you're feeling only a little bit of discomfort, you can probably go a little bit harder. So right now, you see how my arm is totally straight and locked in? If you bend that arm and support your body a little bit less, maybe you'll suddenly drop deeper into the side split. And that's what I want you to experiment with. All right. For everybody else, you can come a little bit forward and same thing, externally rotate the feet. I don't know if you can still see it with the stool here. Externally rotate the feet so that you get into this shape. Walk your hands back towards your butt. Give yourself a little bit of support and see how much weight you can get into your hips and see if you can get any deeper. Wiggle a little bit from side to side and 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come forward, crawl out of it. Oh, if you're in the version where you're leaning your butt against the wall, you can do a little push up on the stool to come out of it. It's perfect that we have a stool because I need to take a break. My hips are dying. Whew. All right. We're going to rest for 20, 30 seconds and then get back into the final side split stretch. We're running a little bit long, but that's okay. We only got one last side split stretch, and a whole bunch of people joined in today who were definitely new. So I try to explain a little bit more. Let me know if the explanation is too little or too much, and if I should just go faster, move on. Gosh, Ken. Okay, I think we're at 20 seconds of rest. So I'm gonna start preparing to get back into the final side split. Oh, okay. Same thing. I'm gonna do a version with the stool, and I'm gonna do it against the uh, wall, so you can see how I get into a side split ish position. All right. So we're gonna rest our butt against the wall to begin with. Our feet are about 8 to 12 inches or 20 to 30 centimeters away from the wall. So you have a little bit of an angle. So your butt is leaning back, right? And that means you can only fall forward. You can't fall back. All right. You're a lot safer than if you were just doing it on the floor like me earlier. All right. From here, holding the stool or holding the chair, you can slowly see how low you can get. Do a little bit of a wiggle from side to side. See if you can push your legs out further. All right. Once you can no longer go any further, come back up just a little bit. And then when I count to 30, you can start the stretch. If you are able to do that, actually, I'm going to just do a variation. I'm going to do that exact thing. I'm going to just go from here without the stool. All right. So my butt is resting against the wall. My feet are a little bit in front of the wall. And I'm going to try and use as little support from my hands as possible to get as much weight from my body into my hips. And that's it. We're going to hold for 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Walk forward. Oh, lay down if you need to. Oh man, my legs are struggling. Okay, come back up. Bring the legs in. I spend so long explaining that I'm holding the stretch for so long that I can't move my legs. All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming in and practicing consistency with me today. We are all wrapped up with today's live. Went a little bit long at 38 minutes, but we are all wrapped up, and you should feel super proud of yourself because it was a hard workout and you got it done. We do this every single day for about 30 minutes. Today is 38. Yesterday was like 27. So, so pretty wide discrepancy. Um, Feel free to hit subscribe and get notified so you know when we go live and you get little notifications or reminders to come back. We practice consistency every single day so that we can make progress together. Um, if you are sore and you're tired, you don't have to come every single day. It's not that strict or serious. I'm here every day so that people can have different schedules around the world and eventually come back when they need to. Yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. We'll be here same time pretty much every day for the rest of the month. So I hope to see you soon. All right. Thank you so much for coming, Sevmek. I think this is at least the second or third time I've seen your username. So thank you for coming back. I'm glad you enjoy the programming that we're doing. Broken. I appreciate you for coming. Um, the dumpling with Korean username. I didn't know you could put dumplings in your username. That is sick. Thank you for coming and commenting and engaging in the chat. I don't know how many of you are still on, so if you're still on, feel free to send another message. Karim, thank you for coming. Mio, if you're still on, I appreciate it, of course. Thank you for subscribing. And Tugba, BNG, Yes, Dodo, everybody, thank you so much for jumping in, commenting, and engaging in the chat. I know a lot of you just love being Turkish and welcoming other Turkish people on the internet. It's kind of like cute. I really appreciate it because it's like every time you appear, it's a home. All right, that's it. It's time. I'm getting snaps from people to tell me to wrap up. So it is so good to see everybody. Thank you for coming back. I will see you later this week, tomorrow, whatever you want to practice consistency. See you soon.